Hello, Derek's Pixeltorium coming at you again. As promised for my teaser video for this RetroBat virtual pinball build I'm putting together, this is a quick how-to to get it downloaded. Right now, I do have a page up on my site for the teaser video, and also a link to where to get it. Right now, also, I'm going to be putting a post up on the show's Discord server with the password and instructions, uh, how to get the password, what it is, all that fun stuff. But I figured I'd just at least run through the how-to video once you do get things downloaded for how to get things set up. So here we go. So as I discussed, yeah, it's a RetroBat is a retro gaming front end that allows you to play all your favorite retro games via emulation from Nintendo, Atari. But it also allows you to play virtual pinball tables on a single screen. Like you can play it on your laptop, etc., a computer with one screen. So this is going to be a quick video how to get it. So you can either go to my website or visit the show Discord. And you're going to come to basically this link here, which takes you to Mega in a minute. There we go. So it's going to take you here. You're going to enter the password that you get from the Discord and hit continue. That is going to basically send you here to this RBVPIN folder, and right there's a zip file. You just click it, you guys know how to download things, I'm sure. So you just click it, download it to your machine, wait for everything to go through, and then it's going to show up in your downloads folder. And all you really have to do from there is you have to unzip it somewhere. I just unzipped it to an external hard drive I have plugged in. I just named it the same thing as the build name just to make it easier for myself. So my external drive is E. And once you unzip it, it should look something like this with a bunch of folders, bunch of files. And there's going to be this initial to-dos, read me first. So I highly suggest you read this because it'll give you some extra info. So let me just pull it up here. So yeah, hopefully that's big enough for you guys to read. But I'm going to explain it to you anyway, so you can read it when you get the zip file. But yeah, so basically it's running RetroBat, and you can either control it with your keyboard or an Xbox controller out of the box. I highly recommend as soon as you, excuse me, as soon as you zip it to wherever you're going to unzip it to, like either an external drive or a C drive somewhere into a folder, I would highly recommend you go into your Windows security settings, virus and threat protection, and basically add an exception for the folder wherever you put this, because it's going to falsely claim some of the stuff is probably fraudulent, and that'll just mess up the build for you. So I always suggest that for these RetroBat builds that I make. So yeah, definitely go into your Windows security and add an exception for the drive or folder of where you put this. And yep. And you can basically copy this anywhere on a drive into a folder, and you can even move it if you want. It's completely portable. Everything for this build is self-contained into one main root folder. So it's easy to be portable. You can put it on an external drive like I have it and take it with you, plug it into somebody else's machine, and play pinball on other things too. Like, for example, I'm probably going to be testing this on my ROG Ally Windows handheld too. I'm excited to try that. So yeah, some other things. If you've never heard of or used RetroBat before for retro gaming, there is also a prerequisites install first folder in this build. Here, let me pull it up again for you. So yeah, at the very top, this basically there's two things you want to do. Just follow the README instructions for what to do. Basically, go into the Visual C runtimes, and there's an install all bat. You just double click that to run it. And then same thing for the DirectX, go into the folder. And Sorry, I just had a power glitch there. Hopefully we're still going. So anyway, yeah, so in the DirectX folder, what you want to do is just scroll down till you see DirectX setup. Double click that to run that. That'll get everything installed for you. And then you can get back to the root folder here, which has all these folders again and the files where we are looking at the README file here. So then just going back to the notes here. So with Visual Pinball, for those of you that are familiar with Visual Pinball, like if you actually have your own virtual pinball cabinet or anything, or have used things like, Baller Installer or Pinup Popper, or just you've run VPX or Visual Pinball X program by itself, there's some things that need to be set based on your specific computer. So I've tried to make this build as plug and play as possible, but this is one thing you're going to have to do yourself, unfortunately. But I did kind of walk you through exactly where to go and what to do. So basically, once you unzip it, you have to update what's called the Flex DMD. That's basically the little scoreboard that'll show up on the pinball table so you can see your score and all that fun stuff. But once you download it to the location you put it, you actually have to point this Flex DMD server, so to speak, to the location you put it so that scoreboard will work correctly. So again, just go back to the root of where you put it, and you'll see there's an emulators folder. Just click into that. Then scroll down till you find the V pinball inside the emulators folder. Click into that. Then there'll be one that says VPIN MAME. Click into that. So once you get to here, just scroll down until you see Flex DMD UI.exe. And from here, all you do is just double click that to open it. That's going to, there it is. So it's going to open this window here, and make sure you're on this install tab if it's not already selected. But basically you'll see here, base installation, you want to set this install location to wherever this same folder is for your location. So just go to set install location, and basically we're going to be navigating in this little window exactly where we just went. So wherever you put the build, then emulators, then vPinball, then vPin MAME. Just click on vPin MAME and click OK. Once you do that, you should see these X's turn to green checkboxes here in this section. And before you leave this window, just down here where it says Flex DMD, just click register. So this turns to a green check like I have too. That should get everything working for your little scoreboard for your pinball tables. That's very important. So then we can just go back to the instructions. So we got so yeah, that's what all this is. Very laid out, like point by point. Hopefully it's easy to understand that way. So that's what we did. All this is what we just did. Yeah, before we leave, make sure you register this section too. And I just have a little change log of the notes too. So that'll take care of everything in the notes for you. You should have the build unzipped to the location you want to put it, whether it's an external hard drive or a folder on your computer. You've opened up the Flex DMD UI and registered things, so you got all green checkbox. And you've added the exception to Windows security for the location so it doesn't think anything is falsely corrupt or something. So, okay. So at this point, we are ready to go. So, like I said, this is meant for a single screen computer, like you can play on a laptop or desktop with one screen. So then what you can just do is just come back here to, let me get rid of some of these windows here. So yeah, that's where we downloaded it. So yeah, then what you want to do, since we're in this vPin MAME, just go all the way back to the root of the build again. So you're at the folder that has the prerequisites folder. It's got the README file. So okay, from here, all you got to do is just click this. It says RetroBat.exe. That's going to run the program. And for me, unfortunately, my current computer that I'm running this video on to do the tutorial, it's a multi-screen computer, so I double-click RetroBat, it actually opened on a different screen of mine, so I'm going to switch to that screen now and walk you through the rest and show you the build real quick once you get it downloaded. Okay, there we go, guys. Got it loaded on my other screen, and like I said, if you're on a single screen, you won't have that issue. Just load right up wherever you double-click RetroBat. But so here we go. So when you first load up the RetroBat game or application, you will get a nice little fun intro video. I'm not going to spoil the video for you. It is a pretty cute one, and I think you'll appreciate it. So once the video plays, you'll be sent to this screen here. And the way RetroBat works, if you're not familiar, basically organizes the categories of games by system. So since the only system of games on here will be virtual pinball, there's only one category here, virtual pinball. How about that? So I'm going to be using the keyboard here, but I can also run through the controller at the end of the video. But yeah, so using the keyboard, obviously the arrow keys go left and right. And there's a favorite section. If you get a nice collection of pinball tables, you can save certain tables as favorites, and they'll show up here, so you can just come right here to whatever one of your favorite tables you want to play at the time, instead of having to scroll through your whole collection if you have a big one, or when you have a big one, I should say, because you will have a big one. And then obviously last played will show the last games you played. But yeah, so once you boot it up, you'll be sent here, Visual Pinball. When you open Visual Pinball, now I have more tables loaded because I've been testing a little more, but when you load it up, you're going to see one table, which is Punch Out. So, and some quick menu items in RetroBat also on the keyboard. If you hit the Enter key, it brings up the main menu. In your build, you will hear some background music, which is Pinball Wizard, awesome song. But if for some reason you don't want to listen to it, you just hit the Enter and open up the main menu. Use the arrow keys to go down the sound settings. The X key on the keyboard is like your action key. You can go in. There's an option for front end music. You can toggle it off if you don't want to hear the music, or on if you like the music. And then the Z button on the keyboard takes you back from wherever you are. So you hit back, back again, brings you back to Punch Out. So to load a game, it's just like in the menu, you hit the action key, which is X, and it loads a table. Hey, Editor Derek here. You never usually see me, but anyway, I forgot to mention, when you load a table for the first time, you may get some annoying Windows security pop-ups. Just go ahead and click OK for all of them. It should only happen for the first time you open a VPX table. After that, it shouldn't happen again, but there is also an option on most of those pop-ups to never ask you again. You can check that box as well before you hit OK, and that should be good. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Give it a second to load here. So once it loads, you'll see the awesome table, usually with an awesome background behind the table, and your scoreboard or DMD will be in the top left. On the keyboard, the 5 key is your add coin key. As you can hear, it's adding some coins there. And when you're ready, the 1 key starts the table. After you have coins in, of course. Okay, so to launch the plunger, the Enter key is the plunger. So hit Enter, and the Shift keys on the keyboard are your flippers. And so the flippers going here. And let me see if I can catch the ball here. Okay, there you go. Okay, so if you're a nudger, I'm not really a nudger, but anyway, so spacebar is the front nudge, the Z key is the left nudge, and the question is the right nudge. So those are the nudge keys. And I know I showed it off in the teaser trailer for the build too, but this is a really cool table that I wanted to include too, because it's got a little special thing that when your ball drains, if you mash the flipper keys,
3, 4,
you get the ball back, just like in the Nintendo game. And as you can see, I'm still on ball 1, so I didn't even lose the ball doing that. Now, if you just let it drain and you don't button mash, no, I can't get up. It's too bad.
2, 3, 4.
Go through the usual
5,
count.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And there's the ball lost. So now you'll see it's going to load another ball, and now I'm on ball 2. So that's a quick way how to load the table that you get firstly with the build. And then when you're done playing, you want to exit. On the keyboard, it's the escape key, so just hit escape. You'll be sent back to the menu, and you can hit the Z key to go back further to the main menu, to where, you know, favorites, last played, all that fun stuff. So yeah, that's how you load it and do things with the keyboard. Now I'll switch over to the controller. Obviously you can't see it, but I'm holding a controller right now. So like I said, Xbox controllers or X input type controllers work pretty much right out of the box. So the D-pad on the controller goes left and right, just like the arrows. The start button loads the main menu, just like the enter key. The action button is the A or south button, so you can end up in the menu if you want to turn the front end music back on. And the B button or the east button on the controller takes you back and back. So I'll just go back into Visual Pinball again. And let's see. I'll just load up another table here just to show you how the controller works. So yeah, hit A for action to enter the table. Wait for it to load up here. Sometimes it takes a hot minute, but it does load. Alright, so there we go. So this is Nightmare Before Christmas, another one of the tables I've been testing, but unfortunately won't be in your initial build. But yeah, so with the controller, when the table loads, similarly with the keyboard, so the select button on your controller adds coins.
Why, hello. It's so good. What a pleasure to meet you.
And the start button is starting the table.
It's time you begun.
Yes, let's begun, shall we? Okay, so once the ball gets loaded there and ready for the plunger on the controller is the A button. So let's do that. And the triggers at the top of the controller are your flippers. And let me see if I remember. I'm not much of a nudger, like I said, so I don't usually use nudge too much, but let me see if I can figure it out on the controller here quick. So, yeah, so the D-pad, left nudge, right nudge,
Take it easy over there.
front nudge, and obviously I'm getting yelled at by the table, but okay, so, yep, those are the nudges. The D-pad is the nudge, so triggers are the flippers, and yeah. So that's a quick way how you can use a controller, and I could play this table all day, but I'll just let the ball drain and take it back to the menu. Alright, and on the controller, to get out of a table when you're done playing, you actually hold start and select together, and that'll take you out to the main menu again, and you can hit the back button to get out of the category and back to the main screen where favorites and visual pinball category are. And when you're ready to quit RetroBat completely and stop playing the build, on the controller, it'll bring up the main menu, so start, and obviously main menu on the keyboard is enter, and you just go down to quit and hit the action button or action key, and you will quit. And that's the quick tutorial how to basically get the build, unzip it, run the few initial to-do things to make sure things work properly for you, and then how to load the table and use the keyboard and controller controls. So hope you enjoyed that. Hope it was helpful. Can't wait for you guys to try out this build and hopefully get in the pinball challenges on the Pinball Fun with Greg and Bart show, because we're probably going to start adding VPX tables now that I got this easy way to play them for you guys. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. See ya.